Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome here at the Technical Forum at the group exhibit Hydrogen Fuel Cells Europe at Hanover Fairground 2023. You may have a drink on the house, just come here. Please sit here with me to enjoy all our interesting topics regarding hydrogen and fuel cells here at the Technical Forum. Yes, if you're just walking around, you can have a seat. We started here in 1995. I'm not sure if it was 7 or 8 exhibitors, but definitely at that time, hydrogen was a word, but there was no meaning behind it. Now, hydrogen is still a word, and there's lots of meaning behind it, and it depends who you ask, but everyone has a different approach, what they think about hydrogen as an energy carrier, as a philosophy, or just as a way of making business. We are all coming here together every year, and to be honest, I've been doing this for 7 years already, and I see this fair growing every year. We are having 270 exhibitors and more this year from more than 20 countries. So you've seen how much we have grown just in a very short period of time. So hydrogen technology has reached its maturity in the market. So you can see also at this fair, it's not only just talking about ideas, it's not about who gets which funding, it's actually doing real business. So I'm actually happy to be here on stage, to be an observant of the development, and also happy to announce the next speaker. We will hear the head of department fuel cell systems from ZSW, and we will discuss HyFaB. ZSW offering to support successful fuel cell product development. And for that, please welcome with me on stage Alexander Kabza.
Thank you for this intro. Yeah, I would like to talk about the HyFaB project, which is a very interesting and big project for us at ZSW. And we are happy to support your product development with these activities. So what do you need to have a successful product development? First of all, you need materials, so that you need components for your stack and for your system. You need smart people to develop stacks and systems. Better? Okay, thank you. And you need a lot of testing. That means you would like to test fuel cell stacks and systems on a full-scale level, which is very important. How do we get reliable, robust, high-quality fuel cell testing? You need You need fuel cell stacks and systems, of course, to test. You need fuel cell test stations and a robust infrastructure. And you need, of course, high-quality reactants like hydrogen and air to get realistic data. We can support those activities with more than 30 years of experience in simulation, design, development of fuel cell tests and fuel cell stack assembly, and more than 20 years of testing activities. The IFEB in a nutshell, it's a state and federal funding project here. We are working together here with Fraunhofer ISE. The education and training stuff is very important to support the industry in getting the information, getting the know-how, how fuel cells actually work. We support that with different R&D projects, and right now we are here in the first quarter of 2023. We are starting there with R&D projects using the HyFaB infrastructure to assemble stacks and to produce components for fuel cells that we need in the fuel cell system. This is a picture of the buildings that we were able to set up here. On the right-hand side, you can see that this building, HyFaB, is right behind the battery research building called ELAB, which was established in 2011. And right behind the ELAB, we have the so-called research production line for batteries, established in 2014. The red marked area are the two buildings for the HyFaB. Thank you. HyFaB 1 and HyFaB 2. And behind that, you can see that on the big picture, there's a green yard or a white yard here. The picture is from January this year. there we have free space to fulfill our visions regarding further activities, further buildings for ZSW. On the top left-hand side, you can see the old facilities in Ulm. The test activities were established there in 2001, organically growing until we reached the limits of the infrastructure. You can see that on the photo here. It was really very crowded and there was not too much free space for any kind of test stations. Right-hand side, you can see on the big picture the new HyFaB building, HyFaB 1, which was constructed in 2021, and we are currently moving into that building, which allows us to expand the activity significantly by a factor of roughly 5. A unique selling point for those activities is that we have a hydrogen quality laboratory in there, which is called HyLab. As mentioned, we need high-quality reactants, hydrogen and air, and the HyLab activities allow us to measure online the hydrogen quality to get a high-quality data for this kind of fuel cell stack testing. This is how the HyFaB Building 1 currently looks like. We have roughly 40 fuel cell test stations, starting with a power range of around 1 kilowatt, and we are going to fuel cell test stations of up to 250 kilowatt to also operate full-size stacks for truck and heavy-duty application. We have established around 40 test stations during the last couple of 20 years mainly now. In 2022, we had around 180,000 test hours for different customers. And you can see in this heat map on the left-hand side that we got more and more test stations over the year, and of course, therefore, more and more testing operating hours. The hydrogen consumption increased over the last couple of years up to around 35 tons a year, and we'll expand that and go up to around 100 tons hydrogen consumption in the next couple of years. Very important for us is to support the industry in this product development. As mentioned, 250 kilowatt is now the new stack size for the heavy-duty application. Our focus is on robustness and lifetime investigation because that's one of the big issues which needs to be addressed for heavy-duty, where the lifetime is going to up to 25,000 operating hours, and for maritime application it's going up to 40,000 operating hours, which is one of the big challenges still for the fuel cell technology. HyLab supporting that because we need to ensure the hydrogen quality for this kind of testing activities. And as you can see in the picture in the middle, it's also very important to keep people informed about what's going on there because there's a lot of lack of know-how for these new technologies, and we are supporting that by different activities, getting decision makers in the picture of understanding what's going on there with this new transition process. Our test station portfolio looks like this here. We have about 4 test stations with 2 kilowatts. As you can see here, 6 test stations with 4 kilowatt, 7 on 8 kilowatt class, some small test stations, 1 with 100 watts, 2 with 1 kilowatt, 4 with 20 kilowatt, 1 with 60 kilowatt, and 4 new test stations which are going up to 160 kilowatt and even higher to the 250 kilowatt class. Additional test stations are self-made and some test stations are from other companies. All in all, it's around 40 test stations which we are having in service here, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to get reasonable data, especially for lifetime and robustness. Another very important topic within the HyFaB activities is our so-called generic stack. It's an open source stack platform. You can see on the left top here, supported by simulations which were done in-house. We did the design for this metal sheet bipolar plates made out of stainless steel. Active area is 280 centimeters square. You can see the photo here of this plate. And we also are able to assemble that piece of hardware to a full stack, up to 100, roughly 16 kilowatt in electric power. We are going to have around 320 plates in this fuel cell stack. And on the left-hand side, you can see the schematic of the components inside the stack with one plate, end plate, current collector, and the compression system. On the right-hand side, you can see a short stack with the blue and red colored end plates. Summary, ZSW is able to support your product development on various levels, starting with simulation activities. We are doing the design. We have a lot of know-how there, also in manufacturing and testing. We have a very good equipment. We also provide training and know-how transfer for different components, different companies, for students and so on. We have highly motivated, experienced staff. HyFaB test center is able to measure the performance and the lifetime, and you are responsible for the performance. We are responsible for the lifetime. I'm pretty sure that we are able to measure the lifetime much better than you can do. We have a lot of experience here, and therefore we would like to show you the maximum lifetime which is achievable for your fuel cell stack. HyLab itself provides the hydrogen quality assurance. That means measure the impurities according to the international documents. We can run this as a service activity. We come to your source of hydrogen, independent if it's a filling station or an electrolyzer. We can take samples there and do the analysis here in our HyLab and within the HyFaB building. If there are further questions, right now any questions are welcome, or you can step just 5 meters behind you to our booth number 46. We will show you there the bipolar plates of the generic stack and also the entire stack assembly with the 115, 116 kilowatt stack. Thank you for your attention. Any questions are welcome.
Thank you, Alexander. So, yes, we do have time for a question. So let me browse the audience. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your talk. Just a question about the simulation. Are you considering to expand your activity, like trying to simulate the fuel cell MEA behavior and not only the bipolar plates?
We are starting on a cell level and doing the simulation for the reactants, for the coolant flowing through the stack, but also we are doing simulation for the entire stack design, that it's ensured that the reactants are flowing through all those 300 or 400 individual plates here. And also we are going into the simulation of fuel cell systems with an open source simulation tool. Yeah. So it's the entire supply chain from the component stack over the system into the final application.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we only had time for one question, but if you do have more questions, please don't hesitate to approach Mr. Alexander Kabza. Exactly, the booth is right across from here, so it's just a two-second walk. So thank you again. Please give him a big hand of applause.
Thank you.